Hey everyone, Connie here from The Painted Photographer. I'm back to a finally regular scheduled YouTube video. So I was in Nashville, and then I also had Sonnet's Maker's Box to premiere, and then I also had a Spring into DIY with Sonnet's membership group, and then I had a flipping frenzy. That's what it was. I had a flipping frenzy. So I had 3 weeks where I had other commitments. So we're back to doing my video the way I do them. So I'm going to show you what I got for a haul. And let me tell you, I got quite a haul. So get something to drink, grab some popcorn or a muffin, depending on when you're watching this. And I'm going to show you, first of all, what I got at the bins in Nashville when Sonnet and I and Tara went to Nashville for a business conference. So I had to bring it all home on a plane. And Sonnet ended up buying a suitcase so that we could, a vintage suitcase, so that we could bring our treasures home. So I'm going to show you what I got. So we went to the Goodwill. We went to the Goodwill bins, and then we went to the Goodwill. And I got this old crusty bottle. I love my old bottles. This was $3.99 in that Nashville Goodwill bin, not the bins. This was in the Goodwill regular store. But I just really liked it. I don't know how to open it. Oh, it is a screw top lid. But then it has a plastic cap on there. But it has this metal cap also. So this one is for me. I love my bottles. I also got a second bottle. And this was from the Goodwill bins also. It was $3.99. It says blood wine. It has a logo on it, but it's an aqua colored bottle. You know, I love my aqua colored stuff. So I grabbed this bottle. It's very thick. This one's also for me. I snuck these home in that vintage suitcase. While we were at the Goodwill bins, I found this Betty Crocker cookbook. Like, look at these pages. They are so vintagey old. Like some of them, she put like extra little pages in them. And there is handwritten, there's also typed recipes that she had here. So those are kind of fun. And then there's handwritten stuff in the back. Whoops. There's handwritten stuff in the back, some handwritten recipes. But this was a super, super fun find. Look at the back cover. I have lots of plans for this book. And this is mine. I'm going to keep this. You know what? When I was at Nashville bins, I think I was buying for myself, because if it wasn't for me, I didn't know that I wanted to bring it back in a suitcase. So you're going to see all of these fun things and you're going to say, what, you're just keeping them for yourself. But it was a shopping day for me. So here's a cookbook. That is really fun. But I do have some ideas for that cookbook. I have some good ideas for that cookbook that I will share with all of you. I did find a Christian hymnal, number 3. Look at this Christian hymnal. I love old books, and look at the cover on that, and the binding there. It has the worn pages here. This is going to look really pretty in a vignette with maybe a bird's nest or a bird on it this time of year. So this one I'm also keeping for myself. I did get a couple other books. So I got a white Bible. Unfortunately, in the suitcase coming home, some of the edges chipped off because it is so old, but I think it just gives it a little bit more character. This one I will end up selling. I do like it, but I think I will end up selling this one. It just doesn't like fit my it doesn't fit my decor. So you can check out this one on my website. And then here's a rusty crusty one. Look at them pages. Look at this. So if you don't know, I make rice paper. And I like to put vintage images on the back side of my paintings. So I hand paint my rice paper, and then I might take a page like this and put it as a background. This book, I found the book in the bins, and then I found these 2 pages somewhere else in the bins. And I'm like, I think those belong to my book. Sure enough, they match up completely. And this is copyright 1866. And it has some fun pictures in it. So this one is also mine. Look at that. Now, everyone would say, why do you want that? Because I like the way it goes with that. And then, what do I have here? Put a dried flower on there and then stick a bird right there. So sweet. Or a nest. I don't have any over here, or I'd show you. Just check in the pictures, because you might see one that I've taken a picture of and I put it into the video. I found this enamel coffee pot at the bins. Coffee cup, not pot, cup. But it has a blue rim on it. It has the blue on the handle. This, you can put a succulent in it, but I will be selling this one on my website. So if you're interested, let me know. It is so worn, it has a hole through it, but look at the bottom, look at that. It's just good. I really, really liked it. And I found this frog for a mason jar. And then I also found this one. It's the jelly jar lid, and no jelly jar to go with it. But let me tell you, someday I will find one. Actually, I just sold one that had a lid like this, the jar and the lid, and it had holes poked in it. So if you were one who bought that, I have one without the holes. So while I was at the bins, I found a container full of clothespins. And I took and I stained these up with steel wool and vinegar. And then you just put them into a jar, and they make really cute decor for your laundry room. No, I'm not going to use these clothespins. I don't hang my clothes on the line. I live in the rural area, and if I hang my clothes on the line, I can guarantee you they're going to smell like cow poop. I live 3 farms on each side of me. I only have one way that doesn't have a farm. So yeah, my clothes will smell like cow poop if I hang them on the clothesline. So I have to really time it just right. So I might hang a few out there once in a while, but not very often. But these clothespins are for decor only. They were from the bins. There was a whole jar of them, and they're the pinchy ones. My husband actually hangs his jeans out there, and he likes the pinchy ones. So I found this book at the bins also, and it was big. It's big. It's like bigger than my head. And it is upside down, but it's America's Arts and Skills. So I'm not really sure what the book is. I didn't really care what the book was because it's big enough and the pages are thick enough to make it into an art journal. So this is where I'm going to put all of my crazy ideas that I have and sketch out things that I think that I'm going to do. I have a membership group coming up, and I might sketch out my membership group paintings in here first. So this one is for me, and I'm going to make it over. Someday I might show you what it looks like in here. So I had 2 items. We went to a vintage store that was going out of business, and I have 2 items. This one I squealed big time, and look at those vintage seed packs. I don't know when they're from, but they are super, super old, and there's seeds in them. I told my daughter, who she has a produce and floral farm, and she grows produce for seeds. She sells seeds, and she also sells flower seeds. So I'm thinking that I was going to give these to her. No, I can't part with them. I'm keeping them for myself, but I might sneak out some seeds and she can try and grow them, see if they'll still grow. So that was kind of fun. Her farm is Liferit Farm, and she has heirloom seeds, and she brings back all those old-fashioned seeds that you can't get anymore. So that's just right up her alley. But sorry, Linny, Mama's keeping them. You can have the seeds. Then I found this. You all know how I love my campfire marshmallow tin, and I found one at the thrift store. It wasn't a thrift store, it was a vintage store. And Sonnet and Tara and I were walking around that store, and they were checking out. We were just getting ready to leave. And all of a sudden I walked into the entryway, which I was in there twice already, and I seen this. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I got myself a campfire marshmallow tin. This one's mine, guys. Nobody can have it. It's mine. This is the last thing I got at the bins. I couldn't leave it behind. It's a cast iron pot that's all rusty and crusty. And I knew it was going to weigh a ton, and I had to get it home, but I couldn't leave it there. I can just see this sitting outside on my porch this summer with a flower planted in it. Can't you? With a couple pansies or something maybe in it. So I couldn't leave it there. It came home with me. It got me into a bit of trouble. I didn't realize I couldn't take it through security in an airport. So I got all the way through security, and they flagged my bag, and she sent me all the way back to check my bag and then come back through security again. So I had to check this with my bag. It's okay. It made it home, and so did my bag in one piece. All right, then we got back home, and I went to my regular thrift store, and the gal that thrifts for me, she was thrifting for me while I was gone, and she was also thrifting for me before I left. But she found me this spring with a gear on it, with a wheel on it. So not really sure what it belongs to, but I'll list this in my website because I just think it'd be really sweet to put a nest on top of there and use it in your rusty, crusty decor. I found a crock-like jar, and it has no markings on it. It was 29 cents. I can see a transfer on here, or I can see leaving it all by itself, or putting a bird's nest in it. Or you could put a succulent in there, or even flip it over and use it as a riser for a bird. So it's just very versatile. This was 29 cents for this little crockery crock. I like things little. Here's a little jar. It's thick glass. It's 38 cents. It has no markings on it, but I do like small jars for bringing in flowers in the spring. Sometimes the flowers in the spring are not that big, like the little crocuses and I forget what they are. I'm at a loss. Anyway, you know those little flowers with all the little, they look like a cone on the top and they come in the spring? Hyacinths, hyacinths. Oh goodness. The little hyacinths will look really, really cute in this small little jar. So this will be listed on my website. Also found this small jar, and I put some of the clothespins in it. and I will sell this with the clothespins in it and the twine on it on my website. So that's all it is, just a jar with clothespins in it. And isn't it cute? So check that out. I found a cloche. I don't ever find these. 19 cents. Look at it. Now I gotta find a base for it, and then I gotta put something in there. But put a nest in there. Whoops. Put a nest in there. Sweet. I love it. A brown pitcher. Yeah, it might be brown, but it's a very good neutral color. You could put a lavender transfer on there. Or even pink transfer on there. This, I took the price tag off, but I don't think this was like 69 cents or something like that. It has no marking on it. It's just a pitcher. You can put some flowers in there. It's very neutral. I love it. I found some birds. There was a bag of birds. There are cardinals. And I just bought them. I didn't even open up the bag. 67 cents is what they were. And so there's a little cardinal here, and then that one there. They are really cute. I think I might mute them down a little bit, give them a farmhouse look. And then there's also these little baby cardinals. So they would look really cute in a nest. I think I'll make these over. There's 3 of those. And I found these little mushroomy birds. I think they call them mushroomy birds, but those are really sweet for decor, and they were 59 cents for the 2 of them. So they'll look really good in a bird's nest. I found a basket. It has the 2 handles. It is really sturdy, guys. Very, very sturdy oval basket. And it would be really cute to maybe put some yarn or some floral in here. Maybe some of these tulips could go in there. It's whitish, so it's very neutral, very stained whitish tan color. And it just looks really, really sweet. A rusty, crusty doorknob. One has the little stopper on it and the other one does not. I am going to sell them separately. And you just take a little flower sprig and you put it in there, and now you put it on a stack of books. Isn't that sweet? And it's a rusty, crusty doorknob. And here's the other one. This one has, like, they belong together. They belong in a door together. So if you have a use for them, maybe you want them in your home if you clean them up. But yeah, look at them. Sweet. I found 2 bunches of yellow flowers. They were 58 cents for a bunch. And that's not bad. Like, you could put those in this basket, and they would be really, really pretty in this basket. Their stems are too long. I'm gonna shove their stems through the holes in the basket to make them fit, but look at that. So now that's cute. That's way cute. This candlestick, it caught my eye. This is so pretty. It's yellow and it just shines like you would not believe. It is very heavy. Like, this must be cast. And this is also metal along with this, but this is gorgeous glass. It just glimmers. And it's a candle holder. This was 47 cents for this. I picked it up, I put it down, I picked it up, I put it down. I finally just thought, you know what? Let's just give it a chance. Maybe somebody has yellow in their home or a color that this is going to coordinate really well with. It looks vintage decor. that yellow just gives me a vibe of vintage. So I found a new section in my thrift store. It's the sewing crafting section. 47 cents for some cloth napkins with some hand embroidery on it. I should probably take it out of the bag and show you. But right there, a hand embroidery. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. I might list these. I do go on a whatnot sale every Wednesday at 11 o'clock. So I think I might save these for my whatnot sale, but they're 79 cents. This table runner, you know, back in the day, your grandmas always had those table runners on their tables. 69 cents for this one. It had a little eyelet on that side, and then this side was kind of plain. And this would be really pretty if you put it into the basket as well. So you can have it kind of hanging over the basket, just for a little soft look to it. So that's a table runner. I also have a doily that has a rose on it. It has pink and yellow, and it is stained that color. This was 59 cents. No, they actually used, those were the color of thread that they used, I'm pretty sure. So there's that one. Like I said, these will go on my whatnot sale. They like this kind of stuff. And then I have some more cloth napkins. These, they must, I don't know if they match that table runner or not, but there are some cloth napkins. There are 3 of them in here, and they did not have a price on them. I think she charged me 79 cents for them. I found some old keys. Look at them keys. Them are mine. That was a good deal. Glass glitter. Little tiny glass glitter balls. And if you follow my ATCs, for April it's diamond, and I didn't know what to do for diamond, and someone said, put some glass glitter on your cards. So I found some. It was 59 cents. We'll see if it works or not. 59 cents. It didn't hurt to try. All right, in that craft section, I found skeins of, what do you call this? Do you call this embroidery floss, hand doily stuff? I don't know what you call this. But there's blue skeins and white skeins, different size skeins. They were like 59 cents, 58 cents. I'll sell these on my whatnot. However, I put some into a jar. Now look at that. Put that on your shelf in your sewing room. So cute. I just was tickled pink. And what happened is I didn't have any spools, old spools, but I did find some at the thrift store where I found this bag of goodies, and it had these old wood spools. There are 3 of them, and I wanted to put them into a jar. Like, you stick them in a jar, and they look really, really cute in a jar. Obviously not this jar, but they look really cute in a jar. So with this jar, I wanted some spools in there. Well, I didn't have any. I had some dowels. I had these dowels that were feet from something else. There was a thin board that was supposed to be like a riser, but it was made really cheaply. And so my husband had taken the feet off and he burned the riser part. And I said, I want those dowels. So he kept them for me. They were in a jar. And I thought, why can't I cut them in half and make my own spools? So I did. I cut them in half, I stained them up on the edge, and I wrapped them with some of that thread. Now, you don't even know that they're not real spools, do you? Look at that. We'll do some of them. We'll finish these out on the rest of the video. So keep watching if you want to see exactly how I did this. Then I found Knitting Fever Ribbing Chick. This was 99 cents, and this is a neutral satin ribbon. Look at how much there is. It is not even opened. It does not tell me how much is in here. There is a lot of ribbon in here. A lot of neutral white ribbon. This is so useful in scrapbooking, in crafts, in mixed media, tying around your books, tying around jars. All you have to do, because it's kind of wrinkly, all you have to do is take your flat iron or a regular iron, but take your flat iron that you use to curl your hair and just flat iron this. It'll take the wrinkles right out. Then I found some fluorescent colors, pastels. You know me, they were 59 cents. And they are pastel colors in the fluorescence. Oh, look at them. They are so yummy. I couldn't resist. I can't wait to use them in my mixed media. They are just going to look so good. So that was a deal. That more for me. So I got these little plates. They are Syrogus China. I did look it up. It is such a word. And there are 3 of them. Actually, there were 5, but I have 2 of them I kept for my whatnot sale. They're little tiny bowls. So you could put one of these in your bedroom on your dresser and just put your rings and your earrings in them at night when you go to bed. Put your rings on here. Put one in the kitchen or in the bathroom with a little soap in it. They are so sweet. They were, I took the price off, but they were like 29 cents. I found this white pitcher. It has a rose on it. It has the lid on it. The lid has red rim on it. Not sure why. And then it does not have a marking on it. There is no marking on the bottom, but this is really, really sweet. Take that lid off. Put a bird's nest on it. You got some sweet spring decor. All right, I have this other little bowl. These bowls are short and squatty and large. This one is half the size. It kind of reminds me of a little teacup. And it has a rose or a peony flower on there. And then it is made in England. It's 38 cents. It's England china, fine bone china. It is sweet. So it has a gold rim. I'll list this on my website if you're interested in this tiny little fine bone china from England. Go look it up. And then I found this one as well. I don't know, is this a butter pat? Someone tell me it's a butter pat. Everybody's talking about butter pats and I can't seem to find one, but it's about that size. But it also worked for rings or soap or any of that kind of stuff. And it's Japan. So it's made in Japan. It's 19 cents. Now we're getting into some stuff that I can make over on this video and have a thrift flip for you. So these pictures, they're two little vintage pictures, and they say House of Lloyd on the back. They have a stamping on them. I know people like to decorate their home in these vintage pictures, and these two were really, really sweet. They were $3.99. I did look them up. They are worth more than $3.99, but I think they need their frame painted. What do you think? I'm pretty sure I'm gonna paint the frame. And then they can go into someone's home decor that has vintage pictures like this. Like, I think when someone decorates in their home with vintage pictures, I absolutely love it. I don't know why I don't do it myself. I know why. I don't have any wall space. I have all windows. I don't have any wall space for pictures. So I have windows. Here is a birdhouse, a bird gazebo. I'm not sure what it is. It's wicker, it's metal, it has leaves on it, has a little front door. It's kind of gross and dirty. We'll have to clean that up. It was 97 cents. So it was worth taking a chance on what I can do with it. Maybe I'll just give it some spray paint of white and see how that looks. It would be cute hanging in a tree. I have things hanging in my tree outside. So that would be cute hanging in a tree. This bowl is a Litre Pastels USA bowl. It was 99 cents. I love the yellow color of it. It's like a serving bowl. It is really, really sweet. I love this yellow color. And so I just thought somebody else might like it as much as I do. Another jar, 29 cents for this jar, but I did like the shape of it. It's long and tall. We're gonna do this one over in the video. So we're gonna make this into something else. It'll still be a jar, but we're gonna make it pretty. 2 sprinkling cans, same size, 68 cents. One didn't have a price on it. I think she charged me 68 cents for both of them. I bought them both the same day. This is perfect for summertime. You can paint these up and put a flower in them. So we're gonna paint them up, we're gonna make them really cute, and we're gonna put them on the patio. I don't know why I bought this, because it was cool, 99 cents. Look at this wash. I think they called it a wash basin, but it's got a red rim on it. Like, I don't even remember getting this. I must have. But when I pulled my stash out that I hadn't shared yet, this was in there. So it was 99 cents, and it still has the price tag on it, and it's our thrift store's price tag, so I know I bought it. But it has a hole in it for hanging. So you could even put a transfer on the back here and hang it on the wall. Or what I'll probably do with it is put it outside and put a flower in it. And it might be pansies. All right, a file box. Everybody's been making over these boxes with IOD transfers, and I wanted to do it too. I found this file box. It was 99 cents. It's a good shape. Do you know what you can do with it? Paint it up, put it out in your garden, put a flower in it. We'll make that over. This metal sign was kind of cool. It's got the plums on it. It's rusty. I think what I might do is try to repaint those plums. So let's do that in this video. Let's see what I can do with this metal sign. You know, in another video I made over the pampered chef bread tubes, I showed you how to do them. Well, it sold really well. And I had many people that wanted them. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 more. I will paint them. They're either these are the only ones I like. They're either the star or the flower. And they were 19 cents. So I'm gonna paint them with some fun colors. Isn't that gonna be so cool to see? I can't wait. I probably won't show you me painting all of them on here, but I will show you all of them done at the same time. And then what you do with them is you fill them full of dirt and you plant a succulent in there, or you can even plant a real like pansy in there or something. It has some really good drainage on the bottom. You water the plant, the water is gonna come right out like it's supposed to, but a little bit of it is gonna sit in there to help hydrate the plant throughout the day. So I was excited. You know what the lady at the checkout said? Nobody ever buys those. And I told her, I do. And she said, nobody but you buys those. I said, you just wait. You're gonna have people coming in here asking for them because they see me fixing them up. Then I got this picnic basket that's full of the bread tubes. But look at this basket. It does close. Let me close it. It has this fun little lock on it. And I do like the patina of it. I think I have the perfect spot in my house to put this for the summer. I won't have anything in it. It'll just be used as like I could put some of my vintage books on here, or maybe even my campfire marshmallow tin on there. It was $1.99. Look at that, steal for $1.99. The gal who thrifts for me, she happened to be there that day when I had this in my cart, and I said, I just put it in my cart. I don't know if I want it or not. And she goes, you've got to be kidding me. You need that. All right. She said I needed it. I guess I need it. Then I have the last but not least, I have this box. We're gonna make over this box. I'm gonna show you how I do it. And look it says, nice butt. It is no longer gonna say, nice butt. I believe that's painted on there. Or maybe it's vinyl. I'm not really sure. But we're gonna paint this over. It's gonna be fun. Follow along and I'll see you at the end.
Wouldn't lie to you, doesn't matter what I do. She's got a hold on me. She knows how to drive a truck, but she lets me pick her up when we're going dancing. My heart starts beating when my head.
For this week's video, we're going to start out with project number 1. These are the frames that I found. They were House of Lloyd, I believe is what it says on the back. I thought the frames needed a little bit of update, so we're going to give them a paint job. I decided to tape off the glass because it's much easier. I did share this on another video and I did have some comments. So in case you didn't see this and you didn't know this, you just cut the corners and then it works really easy to just fill in between the two. So if you cut in some corners and then fill in between the two corners, that worked really well. I went in with White Swan. I didn't like it. It was too bright. I went back in with Sandy Blonde over top of the white to just kind of mute that color down and give it a more vintage look. I did Wet Distress, that paint, and it did go back down to some of the white swan, which I liked that too, and it went down to the wood color, which was what I was trying to achieve with the vintage look of these frames. Next, I did go in and give it some clear wax. I wanted the clear and the dark wax on them just to give them the look that I was going for. Whenever you're using dark wax, just make sure you use clear wax first, because otherwise it will stick really well in that paint. So we're going over and buffing off some of that dark wax. If it doesn't buff off well, you can use clear wax as an eraser and buff some of that off. So this is how the frames look after they were painted. I think it refreshed these vintage pictures a lot better than their before. What do you think? The second project is the bottle that you've seen in the first picture. It had the twine around it. I took the twine off and I took an alcohol wipe and I wiped off the face of the jar. It did seem really, really clean, but I wanted to make sure that there was no grease or fingerprints on it, since I was putting one of the Katharina transfers onto the front. This project makes me really, really sad because as I'm doing this voiceover, it fell on the floor and crashed into a million pieces, and I absolutely loved this jar. So if you make one, just be careful not to crash it to the floor. I took this ribbon that I thrifted. I did take my curling iron and flatten out that ribbon and tied it around the top. Isn't it cute? Aren't you so sad that I crashed it on the floor too?
She's so damn out of my league. She's a little bit crazy on the weekends, dancing in her red dress, and I love the way she looks in my eyes.
Next up, we have the two sprinkling cans. They were just metal plain sprinkling cans, and they needed a makeover. So I'm going to give them a coat of DIY paint, which sticks really well to metal. And there is no prep, just in case you ever didn't know that. There is no prep when you're going on metal. I just went straight in with the Blood Moon for one and Walk on Water for the second one. Two bright, fun new colors that Debbie has just introduced. I did 2 coats of the paint, and now I'm going in with a coat of Big Top just to seal that paint all onto the metal surface. And you can see some of the paint does come off when I'm putting on the Big Top, which that's okay. We're going to cover it up with another step, and you won't even notice. We use the Katrina transfer as well, and I put yellow flowers on the purple one and the purple flowers on the teal one. Now we're going to go in with weathered wood and summer crush, and I'm going to make that faux rust look. And I wet the surface, then I go in with the weathered wood. I put some summer crush on top of it to give it that rust type of look. I spray it with the mister bottle. You're going to use a lot of water for this, don't worry. Remember, we sealed it with Big Top, so I can take my finger and kind of push off where I don't want that paint. So there's the before and there's the after. What do you think of these sprinkling cans now?
She's a little bit country. Yeah, she's my country girl. She's a little bit country. Yeah, she's my country.
This birdhouse, bird cage, I'm not sure what we're going to call it. It got a very simple makeover. It didn't really need much. Even if that wicker would all just break off, they'd still have a good solid metal frame to it. So I busted off some of the rusted metal parts, and then one was sticking out, probably going to hurt someone. So I took my paintbrush and rounded the metal around the paintbrush to make sure that it didn't hook anyone or somebody didn't get poked by it. So that just kind of made a little curly Q up there on top. And then I took it outside and I gave it a coat of Rust-Oleum white. After it was dried, I went in with my sandpaper and sanded back some of that dried paint, and the project is complete.
Enough of her. She can drive me so wild, just with that sweet smile, and there's nobody else for me. My heart starts racing every time I'm looking at her. She's my country girl.
For this file metal cabinet case, it was pretty grungy dirty. I did clean this all up, and I didn't want that to come through in the paint that I was going to use. So what I did after I cleaned it all up and took the stickers off, I was going to use honey from Cottage Colors, but I decided to go in with the Salvation solution and put a coat of that on it. And I'm so glad that I did, because you can see that the Salvation solution kind of had some bleed through from the grunginess underneath that metal. And I believe it's like rusting. So even though I don't mind rust, I didn't want it to be coming through the paint and look old and decrepit. So after that was totally dried, it was like 24 hours I let that dry. And then I went in with the Cottage Color in honey. And this Cottage Color is a one-step paint, and it's self-leveling. I used 3 coats and it covered perfectly. Because it is a one-step, you can go right in with these transfers, and you do not need to seal it. The transfer was going to go over top of that latch, so I decided to cut it out. And with this Lost Garden transfer, it's so easy to make the transfers bigger or smaller than what they are intended by just cutting right where the stems intersect. So I could cut that all off and just take the rub-on tool, rubbing onto the transfer, and then it comes right off. Like I said, Cottage Colors, they have a built-in sealer, so it works perfectly. Where I took that blue flower off, I just placed it in a different location. And then I went and gave this entire metal box a sanding. I wanted that transfer to not look so bright. So I sanded the transfer, I sanded the metal box, and it was complete.
She's a little bit crazy on the weekends, dancing in her red dress, and I love the way she looks in my eyes. And I'm feeling like midnight's getting closer, and I just wanna hold her in my arms till the sun comes up. She's a little bit country. Yeah, she's my country girl. She's a little bit country. Yeah, she's my country girl. Guitar. Yeah.
For this rusted plum sign, I really did like the plum. I liked the rust that was there. I liked everything about it. So I decided to put my phone into time lapse and let you watch me recreate this painting using DIY paint, Walk on Water, Eden, White Swan, and a little prom queen. And I absolutely love the way this turned out. I'll let you watch the process.
Do you ever feel you don't get out what you're putting in? All your hopes and efforts are all in vain. Who will pick you up when you've lost everything? Does it all become for granted with a wedding ring? Oh,
Last week I was watching Kathy from Waste Not Upcycled do one of her YouTube videos, and I will link it in the description below. She used this shredded paper from Sonnet's Maker's Box, and she made a nest. I don't remember how she did it, but I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do it this way. So I just took liquid patina and the wood glue, and you can find the link for both of those products listed below. The wood glue I do get on Amazon, and it ships right to my door. And I just made sure everything was saturated with the wood glue and the liquid patina and some water. And then I took the tops of those bread tubes that I showed you, and I formed a nest. And I made the nest with the little covers there, and then I pushed where the little bird or the eggs would sit, and here they are. I did make 5 of them. I added a little Spanish moss. Aren't they the cutest? I just love them. Thank you, Kathy, for the great idea. Next up, we have this little box, and then we have our 7 Pampered Chef bread tubes, I think is what they're called, the bread pans. But they are going to be put into garden use. If you didn't see the video of when I painted one of these, it will be linked in the description below. All I'm going to show you today is how I painted the box, just with a coat of electrified. I distressed it and added a transfer. Such an easy transformation on this thrifted box, and it absolutely is ready for summer. And the thrifted bread tubes, they are some gorgeous colors that I got input from the comments on my Facebook group of what colors they wanted to see my bread tubes. Thank you for watching. If you would like any of these products, you can go to my website at thepaintedphotographer.com, and I'll ship them right to your front door. And until next time, happy painting.